Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm here with Nick Rothschild and Brady King, as always, and not the subject we want to be talking about here on this Game 7 Sunday, but I did pick the Thunder to win in 7 games. Brady, who did you pick?
I picked the Thunder to win in 6 games, but still kind of right.
So you did pick the correct winner, right?
That's right.
Mr. Right over here, what was your prediction before the series?
That the Nuggets wouldn't blow 2 fourth-quarter leads and end up winning the series in 6?
So Nuggets in 6. Look, Brady, this is one time I wish I was wrong.
Yeah.
You were wrong, and Nick was right. They did have a chance to win this series.
Right.
They just didn't have the horses surrounding Nikola Jokic, no pun intended, horses. Nobody else really in the losses picked him up and helped him in this championship.
To me, it's not the fact that they lost today, it's how they lost. A blowout loss in Game 7 is never a fun way to go out. And really, Nikola Jokic, who you mentioned, and Christian Brown were the only standouts for this team today. We needed something else. And it's not just the supporting cast that needed to step up. It's the cast. It's the guys that make up the majority of our payroll. We needed more of Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. We needed Aaron Gordon. He stepped up to the best of his ability with one leg, essentially. It was nice to see him out there and give his best effort, but just not enough from the entire group today.
This team was never going to win a championship this year. It was too much stacked against them. So I'm not as concerned about how it looked in Game 7. They actually had their chances to win the series, but at some point it was all going to fall apart, in my opinion. You can't make it to the NBA mountaintop if you have guys with body parts strewn along the roadside here.
David Adelman takes over when they fire Michael Malone with 3 games left until the playoffs start. He goes 10-8, won the last 3 in the regular season, went 7-8 in the playoffs. Did he do enough to earn the job as full-time head coach?
If they win this series, no doubt David Adelman is the Nuggets head coach next season, just for the sole fact of that they punched a ticket to the Western Conference Finals and that he kept this team together after so much kind of turmoil. They didn't seem to skip a beat heading into the playoffs. I also think the players seem to really like this guy. Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Christian Brown all really vouched for him in the postgame today, saying they want him to be the coach next year. Whether the Kroenkes listen to them or not, we'll have to wait and see. And we'll also have to just see if the Kroenkes want to fully clean house or if they want to move forward with a guy that already knows the system, knows the guys, and kind of knows what Nuggets are all about.
I like David Adelman. I think his rapport with this team is important, but we just had a situation where everything got blown up because your GM and your head coach didn't get along. If you end up hiring David Adelman and then going backwards to find out who your GM is going to be, there's a high chance, or at least a chance, that ends up happening again. Mm-hmm. This is so important to get that duo right and to finish out Joker's prime with a few more shots at championships. And you can't do that if you're not in lockstep in that management office.
Look, I don't know or could even identify potential GM candidates.
No clue.
Who cares? Josh Kroenke should say, David Adelman, I like the way you relate to the players. I like how they related to you. Mm-hmm. I like your style, letting Joker and the players kind of handle a lot of the things that Michael Malone would handle. You're my head coach, man, because you're going to be a hot candidate.
Okay, Adelman's a cool guy, but did anyone relate to Sean Payton when he got here? He came in and basically cleaned house and started putting guys in positions. And then as they started to see success...
Sean Payton, who won a Super Bowl?
Right, so go find that version.
How do you compare Adelman to Payton?
I'm not. I'm saying you got to find Payton. I don't care if the guys like Adelman. I want a coach that can come in and actually be a difference maker.
Who's that going to be?
I don't know.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Who the heck is out there that would be better than Adelman in this situation? All right, let's talk about players now, though. I mean, Russell Westbrook has 1 more year left on his contract at $3.5 million. He's got a player option. That was up here sometimes, and it was down here sometimes, including in this series.
It didn't work. Part of the reason why Michael Malone got blown out of town was because he was giving Russ preferential treatment when all the other guys were looking around like, this guy's tanking us when he's on the floor. He was something like a minus 96 in the Western Conference semifinals. All the numbers will tell you he was a disaster on the floor.
Overall, they need to figure out a way to have a deeper, longer rotation, and that's going to take more consistency from your starting 5, but also the guys on the bench. So I don't know exactly what that looks like, but these 4 teams that are moving on to the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals all are playing roughly 10 guys and have a much deeper roster than what the Nuggets have.
You got to figure out a way to get deeper, and maybe De'Ron Holmes gets healthy.
Yeah.
Maybe you can add Bruce Brown on a team friendly deal. But yeah, like Brady said, gotta play more than 6 guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, MPJ has 3 more years left on his contract. $38 million for the next 2 and $40 million for the next year. I don't know how you unload that, or I don't know any team that's going to take that on. So you might be stuck with him, and that just might be, what it is. MPJ is going to be here as much as Nuggets Nation is saying he's got to go. It's not that simple.
Well, the one thing you can't do is go chasing superstars. I see the Kevin Durant talk all over the internet.
No.
You need a longer rotation, not spending more money on another aging superstar. That's, I think, would be silly to go and I get the idea of putting pieces around Nikola, but they got to be younger, less expensive pieces.
Yeah, looking forward to De'Ron Holmes. They were going to count on him to play some real minutes and make a real contribution this year before he got hurt. So with his kind of sitting back and watching his rookie year injured and not being able to play, coming back next year, I think that'll make a big difference. Okay, so now what do we have to look forward to the next few weeks?
Oh, no.
The Rockies? Nick, no
I got
comment.
nothing.
Brady, no comment.
nothing,
Me
no.
neither. Except I am going to have to comment. After the break, we'll show you what the Rockies did today in Arizona. Hint, it wasn't good. That's coming up after the break on Denver 7 Sports.